I think commitment is one of the most important, but possibly one of the hardest things to maintain long term. I want to talk about the concept of commitment and give you some idea about how you can achieve long-term maintenance of commitment from 2 points of view. First of all, from your own point of view, from the point of view of you tackling a project on your own and maintaining your commitment to that long term. And then secondly, I want to talk about getting commitment and maintaining commitment from other people over a longer period of time. How do you do that? That can be really tricky. So first of all, from a personal point of view, if you're trying to work on a large project that's going to take some time to complete, how do you maintain your motivation and your commitment to completing that project? I think there's one thing that is really, really crucial to getting that to happen, and that is to have the self-discipline to follow through. And that's something you can teach yourself. The way to do that is to break that project down into smaller bite-sized chunks, smaller goals, and then to tackle those smaller goals, those smaller chunks, one at a time and get them done. And if you can have enough self-discipline just to follow through and do one smaller thing at a time, so you're getting a series of constant wins, that teaches you that you're someone who has the self-discipline to follow through. And when you start to believe that you're someone who does follow through and who has commitment, then you start to perform that way on a more regular basis. When it comes to other people, though, and getting long-term commitment from them, that can be a whole different ballgame. I think there needs to be a real understanding between commitment and compliance. There's a big difference there, and it's very similar to the difference between leadership and management. When you're talking about compliance, it really relates to management. Compliance is when people in your team do what they have to, do the work, because you are in a position of authority as a manager, perhaps, to get them to do that. So they're doing it not because they want to, but because they have to. With commitment, they are doing it because they want to. And that is when you may be in a position as a leader to have people follow you because they want to follow you. They want to do what you are doing because they buy in to your vision or buy in to the goal. They feel some sense of commitment to it. But how do you get that? I think there's only one way that you can get genuine long-term commitment from other people, and that is by having whatever the goal or project is that you're working on fit with their sense of purpose, with their goals, and with their vision. If you can get your project or your goals or the team's goals to fit with someone else's goals and from their perspective, then you can get them to buy in and to genuinely want to do the work that's necessary to complete the project. Until you do that, you're not going to accomplish anything from a long-term commitment point of view. People may still do the work, but again, it may be because they have to, not because they want to. If you want them to, understand them first. Understand what drives them and motivates them. Understand how they can see what's in it for them. Because that's what we all ask ourselves. So that's how you get commitment. And then you can implement the whole concept of discipline in the same way. It's that self-discipline of small bite-sized chunks. And if the team does that as well, takes those smaller chunks, accomplishes things, recognizes that they've made progress, rewards themselves for that progress, and then moves on to the next chunk, ultimately you'll get the project done.